So you were in ministry. You had a young daughter.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah. So we had
were you
Macy.
working?
Macy was 1. She had just turned 1 when I had the first miscarriage. And with Macy, it was very easy. Textbook pregnancy, no issues. Textbook delivery. Everything went according to plan. And so in my mind, it was going to be that easy moving forward. The first miscarriage I had, I didn't even know I was pregnant until I found out I was actively miscarrying. And so it was difficult, but I hadn't had time to even get excited about a pregnancy because I didn't know. And so the second one, I was aware I had already gotten a positive pregnancy test. And so, but I realized after the second one that I was now a part of the group that they considered women who have recurrent miscarriages. And so at that point, I realized something was wrong. Something was going on. This was not going to be as easy as I had hoped it would be. Repeated loss for someone who has spent their entire life wanting to be a mom is almost something that's impossible to describe because that's all I've ever wanted to do. Transparently, it caused a lot of doubt in my mind about who God was. I have gone to church my entire life. I have been a Christian since I was 9 years old. And so I knew God was good. But everything that I was walking through on a regular basis that most people didn't even see and most people still don't even know about was so conflicting with what I knew about a good God. I remember saying, I'm content if this is all that you have for our family, but please just stop giving us children just to take them away. And I remember getting this overwhelming sense of, you're allowing your feelings and your fear and your questions and your grief to define who you know God to be. I had feelings of, I just feel abandoned. I feel abandoned and forgotten. God had not abandoned me. I had feelings of, this is terrifying and this feels completely chaotic and out of control, but God was in control the whole time. And so I think the biggest thing that I learned in that season was that our feelings, my feelings, do not have the authority to define who God is. I learned in that season how to trust God, even when my circumstances not changing, even when I'm still in the same awful situation as I was yesterday, that God is still God and that I can still trust him and trust his plan and trust that he has good for me, regardless of if it feels good at the time.
After scheduling with a specialist, we discovered you were pregnant again, and the outcome of this was different. Tell us a bit about that moment.
I was definitely still scared, but there was a different level of peace that I felt that time that I hadn't felt before. But honestly, I feel like it was because my thought processes had changed before. And so I went into it thinking, okay, God, if you have this for me, then you know what you're doing. So I'm okay if it's good, and I'm okay if it's not. all three of our kids are living, breathing examples of God's faithfulness. Sometimes God has us in seasons of not yet or not now, or he has us in seasons of this looks really terrifying and I don't know what to do about this, so that we lean into him.
There are people watching today whose empty place may not be infertility, could be. It may be loneliness, unanswered prayers, broken dreams, loss, waiting. What would you want to say to someone today who feels like their emptiness has had the final word?
Trusting in God and knowing God to be who he is does not eliminate our feelings of emptiness or grief or fear. It doesn't remove those things. Lean into God even when you're confused and frustrated by his plan. Trust in God even when you don't understand where he has you. Even in those seasons, I still had to constantly remind myself that there's more to the story than what I'm able to see right in front of me. God has more than what I can see. And so where I'm at right now and these feelings right now don't have the final authority over what God's plan is for me long term. The Bible is very clear about who God is. The Bible is very clear about what God's promises are, and that's not affected by how we feel or don't feel, or any level of uncertainty or fear or anxiety that we might be feeling at that point. God is who he is, and he is who his word says that he is, regardless of what we might be walking through.